Get mantra and meditation MP3s at JasonGallant.ca. Enlightenment is a lot like returning to a full stop, where all of the vehicles that are extensions of the self, such as the ego, and all of the experiences that burst forth from the ego or what the ego experiences, these are all happenings in action. But the unraveling of this is very much like a full stop. The unraveling of the creation in which you have gotten trapped. Once you realize the self that is always here and is experienced in the experience of full stop, then you are free to create again, but you are not trapped in that creation. It's like creating a story, and you really enjoy the story, but you're not trapped in being a character when things go wrong. So it's really the understanding, and forgive me if I'm not coming up with the right language to explain this, but it's the understanding of the doing that you have been doing. Even if you have not been conscious of it, there is a subtle doing that is happening, and you have become identified with the doing, with the thinking, with the I should or I shouldn't, or this must happen in life, or that must happen because it means something about me or I. You have become identified with the idea of you, and therefore have created a lot of obligations around that idea. So the reverse engineering of this idea is the remembrance of you. The remembrance of you that is at the source of all creation. So there are a few times in your life where you will be supported in this process. So often a spiritual aspirant has to war with the constant doing, and at the same time try to experience this non-doing, and then there's the obligation of survival, the obligation of this, obligation of that. People are yelling over here, people are crying out, you've got to do this over there. But there are rare times of mass awakening when everything comes to a full stop and you become conscious of something that was always here the entire time during the overwhelming doing of life. You fall into the background of non-doing, the background of non-obligation, the background that is always here, the background of you. Which is why sometimes the healing path can support the enlightenment path, because when people aren't so worried about doing and micromanaging of the ego and their survival, then naturally they fall into the self. When the yearning strikes, when they say, what's this all about really? When they become bored of their ideas, when the ideas no longer serve them, enlightenment happens, realization. Where one becomes aware of so many things that mattered so much to the ego don't matter at all. These are just the coming and goings of events. Now, when you remember who you are, when you fall back into who you are, then yes, you can go back into the events of life, back into the actions of life, but your fulfillment will be a part of it. You will not be seeking specific goals or specific outcomes to those events in order for your fulfillment to exist, because you have now experienced the unconditional fulfillment that is always with you. I think there was a moth or a butterfly. So much like a butterfly, I will take that butterfly as a muse. Much like the butterfly, when all of society stops, this is a tremendous gift for you to go inwards. You are no longer obligated to move outwards so much. Now just go inwards fully and then see what is reborn from that. This is the Shiva path. And whenever there is a death, a full stop of everything, that is when the true potentiality is possible. Something brand new can be born from the infinite possibility. That's where miracles happen. The mind will convince you to be stuck in worry, to be stuck in fear, to constantly think about things. But thinking is not solving. Thinking, for the most part, with many, is dwelling, especially if it is coming from suffering. So let that go. Allow yourself to be reborn in this moment. Allow yourself to be a new butterfly with brand new wings and bright, fluffy colors. You see, this is the moment I have been waiting for. The moment where you have nowhere to run, where you finally have an excuse to stop. So many people think they have stopped by being a failure in life, or maybe not getting the certain job or relationship they wanted, but they have continued to constantly move and do in their mind and obsess with stories and identification. But if you can use your courage at this time to trust in the infinite intelligence and fall inwards, new possibilities, blessed with fulfillment, will reveal themselves to you. So be open. No one ever died through meditation. Not physically, anyway. Metaphorically, yes. Think of it also this way. As your mind moves out of the way, you are truly capable of receiving the blessing of the universe. Downloading the spiritual app that has the solutions to life's problems. But it is only through letting go of your control around the situation can you truly receive. And this is a great time to do this. After all, you have nowhere else to go. And when you have nowhere to go, the best place to be is here. Welcome to the enlightenment path, finally. So now I will flow or be or fall into the infinite. And you can do this with me for the next 5 or 10 minutes. All you have to do is just receive. Just receive life, receive everything. Just sit quietly in a comfortable position. Have your palms up if you wish. And just close your eyes and let's just go deep for 5 minutes. Good. I hope you enjoyed that. You can tune into this over and over again if it helps you come to a full stop. A full stop. Full stop of all the vehicles that you have. Vehicles of the ego. And therefore, you realize the self, the background that is always there. The background that is always here. Never ending, never starting, never stopping. It just is. So thanks for watching. Take care for now. Are you interested in working with a spiritual teacher in a formal setting? Well, perhaps the Wisdom Life School is for you. If you're interested in checking out what the Wisdom Life School is all about, just go to aratima.com.